Hey, y'all.
Hey y'all.
Okay, so as always, I need to drop this link really quickly because my internet was giving. Uh-oh. I know we're not getting feedback. Okay, that's better. The technical issues have been crazy today.
I feel it.
So if I get kicked off, y'all know why. If I get kicked off today, y'all know it's the internet.
Yeah, the internet is acting a little weird today.
Give me just a second here. And this will give time for people to go ahead and join us.
Yes. Actually, let me get in here so I can see the comments in the chat too.
Okay. There. Okay, so I'm going to invite our sisters.
Yes. Here we go. Live now. Ooh.
Welcome, everybody who is joining.
Hey y'all. Thank you for joining.
We are going to be talking about the essentials, everything you need to practice hoodoo. It's done. I feel like there may be someone I'm forgetting to invite, but that's okay. Hello. Is everybody ready for Thanksgiving? I definitely am. Like, I'm happy that I'm not cooking this year. I'm not cooking anything. Probably some deviled eggs, and that's about.
We twinning because I'm making some deviled eggs too. And I'm making sweet potatoes.
Mmm.
Yes.
Ooh, I forgot about the sweet potatoes.
Yeah, gotta have the sweet potatoes with the macaroni and cheese and stuff.
Ooh, yes. I've been seeing that online. Like I've been seeing that that's a thing. Like people are making that into like an actual dish because it
Oh
tastes
no,
so good.
they doing too much with that. Like,
Yeah, you gotta let it happen organically. Now, if they just so happen to touch, then okay, I'm gonna eat it. But I'm not gonna make a
not
sweet
make a
potato.
living.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I
They're
definitely
doing too
agree.
much. Hey y'all, welcome in. Me and my sis are happy to have you guys. Excited to be here this evening.
We will be getting started shortly. We're going to be talking about everything that you need to have, everything that a priestess needs to have, pretty much like our go-tos. Now, of course, like tonight's discussion isn't going to be exhaustive, right? Because you can have so much.
Yeah.
You can really never have too much, honestly. But we're going to be giving you kind of like the basics. And then we're also going to be sharing some of our go-to things that we use in our practices.
Yes. Can't wait. Can't wait. Hola. See, we bilingual in the building. All right. Priestess Nova in the building. Yes.
Nova Talia. Hey, girl. I'm sorry, my voice is so raspy.
No worries. No worries. Ain't raspy to me.
Hmm?
You ain't raspy to me. You always be saying that. I was like, where?
It is though. It's like I can hear it, and I'm like, but thank you.
Where? I don't think so. Hey, sis. I don't think so.
Are you cooking Nova Talia for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, ooh, what you making, sis? I know she making something good.
I'm playing hostess. Like I'm lending my home to everybody, but that's about it.
But that's shoot, that's with a whole task within itself. You gotta clean, and then you gotta make sure everybody is, you know what I'm saying, good. And
Yeah.
afterwards, the aftermath though.
No, these people are washing dishes.
I
No, me and my husband are gonna start getting everything ready. I feel that, okay? Priestess Nova drinks. Um, but me and my husband are gonna start getting things ready tonight.
Mhm.
So hopefully, just I want to keep this holiday season as low stress as possible.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't want to be doing all that. Okay. Well, I guess we could go ahead and get started. We have a couple of people in here right now. For
Yes.
those of you who are joining, I am Manze LaBelle Venus, also known as Priestess Leilani Kane or Queen Leilani Kane. We're the same people. And I'm here tonight with my sister, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hey y'all, I am Queen Iris Rose or Priestess Iris Rose. We are one and the same as well.
Awesome. Okay. And tonight we are going to be breaking down some of the things that we use as priestesses, some of the things that you need to practice hoodoo. Some of you, especially if you've been, practicing for a long time, this is information that you already know. So just try to, take the meat, leave the bones, and hopefully some of this information resonates with you all. Okay. So I'll go ahead and get started. Okay. So I will go ahead and say the first thing, of course, that you need is to have your ancestral altar set up. I will be the one to say that if you don't have your ancestral altar set up and you call yourself practicing hoodoo, it ain't hoodoo.
It ain't.
It ain't hoodoo. If you don't have an ancestral altar set up, if you don't have a space to venerate your ancestors, you're wrong. You're doing at this point, you're doing unauthorized work.
Mhm.
What do you have to say about the ancestral altar?
You can't practice hoodoo if you don't have an ancestral altar. That's just like key. Like you have to have somewhere that you can go to venerate your ancestors. You have to have somewhere where you can go or where your ancestors can go to feed off of to get energy to help you. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
how else are they getting what they need to help you? Like where's it coming from?
Yeah, having an ancestor altar is like it's key. Our ancestors and who it's an ancestral practice, right? So our ancestors are our foundation. It is key to have it set up. Um, I won't go into too many details on like obviously like what you need to have on your ancestral altar, but of course there's the African School of Magic, right, where you can go watch tons of videos. We even have videos on YouTube for free about how to set up your ancestral altar or what's actually on there. But like I said, head over to the African School of Magic if you want to know in detail, or you can also book a ancestral life path reading with me, and we could get to the nitty gritty of like what's actually supposed to be on your ancestral altar. But definitely as a priest or priestess, you do need a sacred space like this to talk and commune with your ancestors. um, it's really a sacred place. It's a sacred place of reverence and worship.
Definitely. And I'm a piggyback off of you guys definitely want to go get your ancestral life path reading with my sis because when I tell you she's gonna knock your socks off. What? Blown away. Everybody who has had one with her has like left astonished, like blown away. So make sure you do that. Did you know
Thank you,
she's
sister.
doing Black Friday 20 to 30% off of your
Oh,
stuff?
yes. Okay. Thank you for the plug on that one. Yes, I do have a sale going right now. There's a sale on all of my services right now. You can get consultations with me right now. Those are included in the Black Friday sale, and then the Ancestral Life Path readings as well. So
Take
please get on the
advantage.
calendar.
Take advantage.
Yes, take advantage for sure. Was there anything else you wanted to add about the ancestral altar?
No, ma'am. I think we've covered enough for the ancestor altar. Like she said, definitely if you want to get into the nitty gritty of it, either book an appointment with her or go to the African School of Magic, and there's tons of videos. So yeah, I think we've covered enough for the altar.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. I love my ancestors. I just love it. Like I love venerating them. I love talking to my ancestors.
It's one of my
Everybody
favorite
else.
things.
Mm-hmm. It's don't you just love like when it's time to refresh it and clean it and
I
I love it.
thought I was a weirdo for enjoying that, but like I really enjoy that. Like I
Hmm.
get so much out of it. Like I'd be like,
I enjoy talking to my dad.
I do.
I know when you say it like that, it sounds so whatever. But hey, I love my people, man. So
Hey, all right.
let's talk about candles.
Yes. When I think of candles, I think of energy. Just fire it up. Energy, energy, energy. Like make sure that you have, I know people do candle work, but make sure you have a candle for your ancestors on your altar. Like that's really important. Many people skip that, or some people don't know to have a candle, but you should have a candle on your altar so that you know your ancestors can draw energy from that as well. So you should definitely make sure, in addition to whatever work or whatever you're doing, you make sure you charge up your ancestor altar with some candles for your ancestors.
Yes. And y'all know I'm always in my priestess room every time I go live. So I'm like looking around, seeing what I can grab. I wish I had the different types of candle. I wish I had more, but I mean, this is something I was getting ready to work on. So I'm going to show you. But this, a candle like this is typically the ones that, well, the primary ones that we use. We use 3 and
Hmm.
7 day candles. For my altar, I like to use 7 day or 9 day,
Me
just
too.
because the 3 day ones. Well, first of all, my ancestors don't really like the 3 day ones like that, but
Either.
um,
Oh,
yeah,
I
you
thought
just have to switch them out.
huh?
What were you saying? I thought
I
you were saying.
said mine either. I thought mine was just picky. They was like, don't put them little three-day things over here.
Hmm.
And then they'll like burn them quicker just because. They were like, like no, I told you no.
Yeah.
So I even have 14-day candles too. So
Mm.
I love those, especially for protection work and root chakra work.
Hmm.
14
Yes.
days.
I mean, in my state, well, I have to special order stuff like what she's talking about as far as like 14-day candles is pretty hard for me to get my hands on it.
Mhm.
But for me, for the candles that actually sit on your ancestor altar, the longer the better for me. Just because it's more practical. It's easier to just keep it on a continuous burn instead of switching it out every 2 to 3 days. Now I have done that. I do that. I do that. I do that whenever I don't have like the larger candles and stuff like that. But definitely these. Uh, in my priestess bag or like my to-go bag, I have an assortment of different colored tea light candles. Um, Also chime candles.
Yep, I
Uh,
have a various pouch of chime candles in my bleach bag too. So
mhm. uh, Candle divination in Haitian Vodou, we use chime candles, or even not even just for the candle divination. It's just if you need to do some spell work on the go, or you need to do like a really short spell. Chime candles are really good for that as well. Candles are a staple in hoodoo practices. You have to have candles. Um, Even if you just have and we're going to talk about this like on the next slide, but even if you have candles are a great, especially a candle like this is why typically a hoodoo, this is our ideal candle. Well, in our practices, your practice is going to look different than my practice, but this is one of the way this is a typical candle in hoodoo for us because it is a good representation of all of the 4 elements. You have the flame, which is the fire element, air, the smoke, which is a smoke element, as the I can't talk, you guys. But as the wax melts, then that's where your water element comes in. And then the glass is sand or crystal quartz or whatever. So that's your earth element. So you could create a lot of change with just having a candle.
Absolutely. Get yourselves y'all 7-day candles.
Hmm. And even as like to piggyback off of what Queen Iris Rose was saying, candles in our practice of spirituality, they serve first of all like as an offering, but also as a light source. The candle lights the way for spirit to come in. The candle lights the way for your ancestors, and it keeps in my head the altar warm. I don't like to let the candle go out. I feel like.
I never thought of it that way. I like that, sis. I like that, queen. Yes, that's okay.
Yeah,
So
so well, we love candles over in Peachland. So,
we do, we do, we do.
yeah. Did you have anything else to add about them?
Yes, but I want to make sure that you guys are careful with your candles. Make sure that you are always watching and attentive to your candles because anything can happen and divine on your candles because anything can happen because if they're not happy, it can cause some trouble. So make sure you definitely divine on your candles, and you are attentive to your candles while they're going.
Hmm. I guess I will say, okay, I'm gonna just put myself on blast for a little bit, guys. Me, I just be leaving my candles. Okay, I'll go to Atlanta, I'll go to Texas or wherever, and I just leave. I with these,
But
um,
but your husband's home though. It's different.
sometimes he is, but like me, yeah, I'm that priestess. Like God got it. Okay, the ancestors got it. We good, but as Queen Iris Rose said, if that's something that you are concerned about, you can always put it in water.
Yes, definitely.
You can always put it in water.
Yes. I
In
want to
the
be like you. I want to be brave like that.
is it brave or is it kind of is it
Uh,
risky? Am I living dangerously out
That's
here?
that's that walking on water faith.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess as because well, we know like as you're practicing and stuff, as long as they're not putting like a bunch of herbs or oils on top of it, I'm good.
No, I will admit I have gone to North Carolina and left. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, but I what I try to do is I try to plan it out and time things out, and that's when I be leaving a little 3-day candle. And they be like, "All right, I understand you about to travel, but don't be doing this. Don't be leaving it."
Oh,
So
okay. I see what you. Okay, so if I have a chime candle, okay, those are the ones that I do worry about. I worry about like the glass candles, YOLO. I'm really comfortable with those. I don't care. Those don't bother me any. That if they knock over, it
yeah.
goes out. So I don't really care about those. But the chime candles, guys,
Oh yeah, no.
um, yes, you better be careful with the chime ones. Even though like I typically melt the bottom of the candle and stick it down, or they got candle holders.
Mm-hmm.
Those, yeah, you do have to be careful with those because you could catch something on fire with the chime candle. So
Yes, yeah.
you definitely made a good point there, sister. I appreciate that. Yeah, don't be like me. Be like Queen Iris Rose. She's careful with her candles, y'all. Water.
Yes.
I'll let you start off with the water.
So water for me, they speak to me through water, through my water on my ancestor altar. So like I could have just like literally just changed their water, and I always use fresh spring water. If I can't get the natural spring water from the springs where I live at, I'll buy my spring water. I don't like to do that, but you got to do what you got to do. I do not give them tap water. I call them a little bougie, but I don't give them any tap water, anything like that. But they speak to me through the water, like if they don't like something or if they want to get my attention, they'll turn the water murky. And
Mm,
I'm like, okay, what's up? And then, we go through our little process, but water I mean, like I said, they can speak through the water. It's a conduit of energy. So of course it, brings them to, your ancestor altar. I'm sitting here talking about altars though, but water, I love water. Water is so cleansing, and you can do so much with water, but water can be dangerous too. So you got to be careful with water.
hmm I I love, yeah, I love how you said that. Um, for me, having a glass of water, it is said in Hoodoo, and this is very very true that um, you could create miracles. You could work wonders with just a glass of water and a candle, right? Because as I mentioned earlier, like the candle lights the way, right? And water acts as the door. Water is like the conduit of energy that allows spirit to come in. So that's why water is like a staple for me, and like just in the practice of Hoodoo, is because like let's think of water as like almost like the portal. The
Yeah,
water allows the ancestral spirits to come in and out, at your altar. And I like how Queen Iris talked about uh how sometimes her water will turn murky, but those types of things that she's talking about, because she is experienced and has been doing this for a while, those types of things come from having a working relationship with your ancestors and knowing when they're trying to communicate with you.
absolutely.
um, I myself have a very deep connection to the waters. I'm not gonna tell y'all too much, but y'all see the la in my name. Y'all hear the la there, or la. But I also have a really deep connection to the waters too. So one thing that I could tell you all, if this is one of your gifts, you can scry with or divine with the water on your altar too.
Yes, I love water scrying. You can get lost water scrying. I love it. It can show you so much. And then like, have you ever water scried and you actually start hearing like the ocean in your ears?
Mm.
It's so relaxing.
Yeah, or
I
you
love
can get like I was telling for me, like I was telling Priestess, Peach Blossom, that like, or I think you were with us. I think you were with us when we were at the
Oh,
spa.
the spa.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I said, does anybody else get a lot of downloads in the shower?
Yes, you did say that. Yes, that's one of my favorite places to meditate in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
I love.
Yeah, the water,
Hmm.
the conduit of energy, like what. I don't like how you said like water can be dangerous. Uh, I feel that whenever I go to the ocean,
Hmm.
and I think about like how powerful nature is, and I think that, oh, this is so beautiful. You can work with it. It has the ability to create, destroy, but it's something to really be observed.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Yes. Yes, definitely. I love watching, especially like going to the beach and just watching the water, especially when the water is clear and like blue and you can just see through everything. It's just so majestic, and it commands a certain respect. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful. It's like, yeah, I'm beauty, but you're gonna respect me too. Like, they
Hmm.
can water go hard. Like,
Yeah, there's a certain power in water. Outside of like the spiritual properties and water, we could actually have a whole class about water being connected to the heart, water representing the emotions, and
we come through this earth as and through water.
through water, right? Okay, I see you, I was thinking about that too. I was like, oh, okay, yes, you were at the class the other day.
Yes, ma'am.
Rebirth, transformation.
Yes.
um at my ancestors even called me like the priestess of the waters, because I have, it's this whole thing, you guys. But we can literally have a whole class on why water is so important, period, in spirituality, but just also in the practice of Hoodoo. um I love how Queen Iris was saying that water is cleansing. um and it can be, you can go lay down your burdens at down by the riverside.
You know that song hit different now
Hmm.
after because I played it when we was at the river and it just hit so different now.
Yeah.
Atlanta. I'm just in love with that song.
Yep.
I think I was in love with it before, but like it just is so different now for me.
Hmm.
So
Yep. I really feel that y'all have to come to Peachland to hear more about that. But yes, the water is so important. Love water. Have it on you. Gotta have it on you.
mhm.
Also, water is programmable, guys. Speak to it. Water is a living thing.
Yes.
Tobacco.
Hmm.
I don't smoke tobacco though, but
I do. So
let's talk about tobacco. I'll let you take the lead on the tobacco.
So tobacco, for me, I like to blow the tobacco smoke on my altar. It just is another form of veneration for me. I feel like tobacco's an offering. So um I even have tobacco on my altar. They have their own. They have, cigarettes, cigars, whatever they need, on their altar. And you can do so much with tobacco. Tobacco is a necessity, okay? I don't want to say you almost need tobacco as much as you need water, but it's close for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I would say that. I would say that you do need tobacco almost as much as you need water. I mean, granted, if we're talking about like the bare minimum, then we
Hmm.
would be looking at water and a candle. But once we're starting our practice, we do need tobacco. Tobacco cleanses. You can smudge with tobacco
Yep.
carefully because we know tobacco has health risks, but you can smudge with tobacco. Tobacco is healing. Tobacco is about purification. And if we're getting down to the roots, literally, tobacco is one of the number one ways that we pay the roots in Hoodoo.
And you can use it in your work otherwise. Like it has, other properties in which you can use for, your different workings other than to give offerings to. People don't, remember that you can use tobacco in your work. So utilize it in all ways and forms, guys.
Mm-hmm. Um, Tobacco, like she said, yes, you can use tobacco in your working. Um, Tobacco historically has been like a sacred herb.
Yes, sis.
It's sacred, especially in the Native American cultures. Other cultures do believe that tobacco allows you to speak to spirit. Like Priestess Nova did say, cloaking. Tobacco is wonderful for cloaking. Tobacco is masculine. It's a masculine herb, so it's very powerful. Um, it has, let me see. Yes, okay, so it's masculine. It does have the fire energy, and it's ruled by Mars. So tobacco can bring the heat if you need it to.
Absolutely.
It's so I wish I had I'm not prepared today, you guys. Right before our last, I was having internet issues and everything, so I don't have it. But
Yeah,
um,
look, is your internet's been is so much has been trying to work against you tonight. Like your internet has been going in and out, and it's almost Thanksgiving. So like, of course you think you got other stuff on your mind. So don't worry, sis. Don't worry at all, because I'm not prepared either. So
yeah, I
we're
was
good.
like, I like to be able to show people too, because tobacco is tobacco, however, whatever. But like you can get like a black and mild.
And that's the thing. Like me, out of all people, I should have had it like right here.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's okay though. Cigars, cheap ones. I want to say like you can get those perfectos. Is that what they're called? Do you know what those are? Like
I don't know what them
I
jokes
don't
are.
know. They're like big fat swishes, essentially. And
Oh,
one of the things that I do is like I'll just demonstrate with something random here, but I like to, since I don't do tobacco, I flip it around. I light it and I flip it around. And be careful, don't burn yourself with this. This is the old Hoodoo way, and you just
burn.
take it and you blow the smoke across your altar just to get the smoke on that side faster.
I be wondering how you do that without burning yourself. 'Cause I've been burning myself. I,
I think some people did, but I don't know.
I want to burn myself.
I don't know. We practice hoodoo, so yeah.
True. True.
I don't be too worried. Look. I'm telling on myself tonight. I be leaving candles. I be sticking cigarillos in my mouth backwards. Just,
Hey,
but
but
it
it's
gets
the Hoodoo way. You gotta do what you gotta do.
the job done. So
Right. It's
yeah,
essential.
definitely. But tobacco, tobacco, tobacco.
Mhm.
One of the things that you can do. Oh, y'all see my cup? It's so cute, huh?
Yes. Oh.
Whenever you're leaving, and this is coffee too, but one of the things that you can do when you're leaving your ancestors' offerings with tobacco for your altar, light it up and put it across the cup like that on the altar too. And that's a way for you to leave the tobacco as an offering. That works well
Yep.
as well. So, yep, tobacco is key, guys. Let's see what else we have here. Florida water.
Absolutely.
Gotta have it.
Yes, ma'am. But y'all, don't put that on your altars. I be seeing so many people talking about they charging their Florida water. Like, what? Don't put that like don't put that on your altar. Y'all finna poison your ancestors. You know that's cologne, right?
Ooh. Shit. No, I'm one of the priests. I do have Florida water. I do. I don't
But
obviously
but
it's not an
it
offering, but
but
it's
it's
just,
okay. But it's probably full of Florida water that you've made yourself.
no.
Really?
No. So I do. I'm not like oh, I have to charge, but I do keep Florida water on the altar because in my opinion, like why not have their energy all over? Because we use the Florida water to cleanse and protect, anoint.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean it's all about your intentions. Like if you're
yeah,
using
as
it,
far as giving, I know what you're talking about though. We have seen people give Florida water to their ancestors as an offering, like pour it in a glass or
yes.
in a bowl. Now that type of stuff, no, but I do keep it on there because to me it's a sacred item
Mhm.
that I do want their energy on. So, and whenever you physically clean the altar, you always wipe it up, like wipe it down with Florida water anyway. So I do keep so I'm one of those.
And you know what? I always make sure I
I'm
carry
one
one
of
of
those.
those 1 ounce bottles, the little travel bottles. I always make sure I have one of those full of Florida water when I go anywhere in my bleach bag. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I completely agree. Um, since Florida water is something that we use to like cleanse, anoint, protect, I always have it too. Like for me, I like to try to buy it in bulk. Like I buy these larger bottles of the whatever. I don't know how the camera's going, but I buy these big ones, and then
Mhm.
this is what I keep in my on the go bag.
Yes, I like that. Oh, we don't have little small ones like that. I want one.
The little spray bottle. No,
Yes.
girl, this is the travel size. Like if you go to Walmart,
Okay, okay.
yeah, if you go to Walmart or something and pour it in there,
Did you make a label for it?
no, mm-mm.
It looks like you got a label on there. Okay, got you. I'll have to
Nope,
get
not even that. Just a dollar store. Just go get you a little bottle from like the Dollar Tree and put it in there.
it. They got the little packs of 6 of them. Shoot, y'all better get them joints from the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's like, uh, typically, and of course, you like let it dry and you wipe everything down with like the white towel. But I like for me, I'm trying to clean everything. Okay,
Me
I'm
too. And
spraying it.
yes, I do too. I every crevice, like, we anointing this whole thing. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And my tools, like if I'm using the knife, I'll like to carve something. I'll make sure I will wipe it down with Florida water to anoint it. If I'm using like a silver tray or whatever I'm using, like a plate or something, for my work, I make sure I wipe it down. Like I make sure I anoint everything in my work
Yep,
for
I agree, Queen. Wipe down everything, everything. Cleanse your tools, cleanse your space. In my practice, I'll just show y'all because first of all, Florida water smells amazing.
It does.
It
It does.
smells
Have you
so
have you
good.
put it in your just a little bit in your laundry when you wash?
I haven't yet, but I got that idea from you all last year.
Mhm.
You guys were saying that like at the end of the year when people do their washing,
Yep.
and cleansing and everything, you put some. I'm definitely I plan on it. I plan on. I haven't done that yet, but
Yep.
um, one of the ways that you could cleanse yourself with Florida water too before you start working is like put it in your hands, go like this. For me, I start my prayers and stuff, and then I cleanse my head with it. Now I have a bun, but then you cleanse your head with it, and you just cleanse your energy and everything before you start working. If
Mm,
this is what you have on hand to cleanse, this is a good way to
yep.
use the Florida water to cleanse, and then you smell just.
You smell divine. Absolutely divine.
I love it. I love it. I love putting this in the water when I'm cleaning the floors at my home.
Me
My
too.
husband is just like annoyed by Florida water, but I love it.
He's like, I'm over it.
Yeah, he's like, well, he's like, you don't need that much Florida water. I'm like,
You're like, no, you can never have too much Florida water, which is true. You can never have
you
too
can
much.
never. And like Priestess Iris Rose was saying, you can create your own Florida water
Hmm.
um, with your own, of course, like specific intentions, protect, heal, whatever. I make my own Florida water. I think she does too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And that's a Florida water you can have on your altar. I mean, you know me, I do keep this on there, separate from their offerings, but I am one of those priestesses that has it on there.
Actually,
But
mine actually like close because my altar is here, and then I have a shelf right next to it, and it's like right next to my altar, so it could like, if it was tipped over, it'll touch the altar, so it still gets a little energy.
and that's okay too, because that's the beauty of hoodoo. Everybody's practice is gonna look different.
Yep, yep.
Your ancestors are different than mine, and everybody else's, so it's all good.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
definitely fine. Okay, so let's see what else we have on here.
Ooh, yeah. Divination tools. I have a pack of cards on my altar.
Oh, you do like, is it like tarot or just plain regular playing
Right,
cards?
playing cards. But the reason I put it on there at first is because my ancestors are some card playing people, okay? They used to have card parties. My parents used to host card parties at their house. And when my great uncles and them passed away, like that kind of like went away with, them passing. But oh, I can just remember.
Give me just a second. That is my husband, but you can keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay. But I can remember like when I was a little girl growing up, and my parents used to host card parties, and my cousins used to come over. And that was when, your parents would be like, and don't ask if people can spend the night or you can go anywhere because y'all ain't this, that, and that. Oh my goodness. But it brings so much like nostalgia. So that was the first reason that I had put the playing cards on there. But after I got into free mentorship and stuff, then I started using playing cards to divine. And so it kind of works with, it has a duality to it for me. You know what I mean? So and then I also have my ancestors bless all of my divination tools. I always put my divination tools on my altar after I smudge them. Of course, I smudge them and cleanse them first, and then I put my divination tools on my altar and have my ancestors bless them and put their energy and ashe into it, and then go about my little business. But you always are divining in hoodoo. If you don't like to divine, you ain't gonna like hoodoo because you divine in hoodoo for everything,
Yeah,
everything, and it's.
divination is key.
I mean, I like divining on stuff, but and there's so many different ways to do it. Like you can do your tarot cards, you got your pendulums, which you know pendulums can lie to you. And then you got, playing cards, and you got your bones, and you got water, you got candles. I mean, those could be divination tools as well. So there's so many oracle cards. I mean, there's so many different things that you can use as divination tools. Also, in the grounding class that Ifa Leye and I had, I mentioned how our ancestors used to use nature to divine. They would use, the Ifa community still uses, the kola nut to divine. You can use peanuts, you can use pennies, you can use fruit to divine, fruits core, not course, but fruit pieces like orange slices and stuff like that. You can use almost anything to divine.
Hmm.
So really get into this thing. You,
I like how
there's
you said that. That's something that I've, in my journey and in my practice, I really learned that you can pretty much divine with anything as long as spirit can talk to you through it. As long as you can divine with it, there you go. As long as you can interpret the messages from spirit through that tool, then you've got yourself a divination tool.
absolutely.
Um, Hugonzo be divining with Pokemon cards.
Really?
Yes, he can divine. He can read you for filth with those Pokemon
I
cards.
read you with for filth with anything,
Yeah.
anything with nothing, absolutely nothing. He can read you for
Hmm.
filth. I ain't even.
I read with Loteria cards, which are those little Mexican bingo cards.
Mhm,
I can read with those,
mhm.
as long as if it's anything that you can use and let your intuition talk to you through. When it comes to divination, we're not picky. I'm not picky. My primary tool is tarot. I also bone read. I also read with playing cards. Like she said, I also have a pendulum, but you need to be able to have, I would recommend at least one primary source of divination. Like you have to, because you have to divine and get an overview of the situation, see, talk, basic, or even just talk to your spirits. Divining is also a way for me to like build a relationship with spirit or talk to my spirits. So first and foremost, you need a way to communicate with your spirits. Number two, you also want to be able to have a bird's eye view of the situation, right? Should you even be doing work on this? Do you need to? What's really going on? What's really at play here? Number two, am I constructing this work incorrectly? And what is the outcome?
Right.
And you need some way to be able to divine, especially not even just hoodoo, but in African traditional spirituality in general.
Absolutely.
So get you a divination tool if you don't have one.
And be careful about the divination tools that you guys are using. If you're not ready for certain divination tools, you don't want to tamper with what you're not ready for.
I do like what you said there. Like, there are some divination tools that have that are of a stronger vibration.
Like
Uh,
if y'all not ready for pendulums, don't go there.
okay, well, here's what I'll say too, as well. Just to piggyback off of her. Um, I usually just don't, when it comes to divination tools, I just wouldn't recommend that you choose a divination tool that doesn't go with your natural vibration.
Yes. I like that.
That's what I'll say about that. Because I totally get what you're saying, Queen.
She said. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. And I think we're pretty much done. Oh, well, herbs. Ma'am. How
Yeah.
can we forget about the herbs, y'all?
The herbs. Now, this is one of my favorite things, herbs. I have, when I tell you a catalog of herbs from like A to Z, man, my little herb, my cabinet is just full. And I make sure I keep everything stocked so that I'm not missing anything. But I also make sure that I travel with herbs. Even if, like, when I went to Mexico in July, I had herbs on me in my bleach bag. Now, if they wanted to check them, cool, check them, but it ain't, nothing illegal. So whatever. You know what I mean? But so I'm not scared to travel, with my herbs. But herbs are definitely essential when you are practicing hoodoo, especially when you know the properties of the herbs, and the herbs talk to you when you have such a connection with the herbs, when the herbs start talking to you and they start vibrating in your hands when you're praying on them. Oh my gosh, it's just herbs are just so magical. Herbs are I can go on for days about herbs. Herbs are so magical.
I agree. I agree. Herbs are like the cornerstone of our practice. We are henceforth root workers because we work with the roots. We work with the environment. And I'm closing my eyes on them because I love them. I love the plants. I love the roots. I have such a deep appreciation for nature. And as a root worker, um, how you gonna work with the roots without the roots, y'all?
Hey,
It's so important. Now, like I said, in Hoodoo we work with what we have. So everything after the glass and the water. Now we're just we're up in the ante a little bit, but you do need to have herbs. Herbs are going to help you create your desired change. You need your tobacco to enchant and pay the roots. Um, so much can be said. So much can be said about herbs and the plants. Remember in these practices that every living thing has ashe, and we consider these herbs and these plants in our practices to be they are living. And they have spirits, as Queen Iris was saying, that you can talk with and connect to. Think about that when you're enchanting your herbs. That each of these herbs or plants are an individual extension of the Creator.
yes, absolutely. And y'all don't think that you have to be real fancy with your herbs and hoodoo. Like kitchen herbs are everything. People don't give kitchen herbs enough credit, but kitchen herbs are everything. They're essential. So don't think you have to be real fancy because some people will get fancy herbs and don't know how the hell to work with them, and they got kitchen herbs right there. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm. Yep. The herbs will, like I said, they'll help you hit your intended target.
mhm,
The herbs can heal. The herbs can destroy. Before we had what we know today as modern medicine, that's what we were using. We were using
yep,
herbs and things from the earth. We were using crystals. We were using, like she said, nature. We were using astrology. Those types of things have played a role in our culture for a long time. So definitely, as a root worker, don't be caught. Don't get caught here out in these streets with no roots.
mhm,
And that's that when it comes to those. Okay. I
absolutely.
love the dried herbs too. Okay. I agree. Okay. Dun 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 dun. I guess this part is our go-to items and what we use in our practices.
Ooh. Okay, so I guess we can definitely say all of the above. Like, everything that we were just speaking on. But I also like to use crystals. Crystals help me in my work, especially like my healing work and things that I do. I make waist beads and things like that. So crystals help. I make
That's
them
great.
at, at that. So um crystals are another essential for me. Um, damn, we covered everything, like literally everything. Everything secret is in my bag. And it's funny because I also make sure that I have a little packet of honey in my bleach bag.
I
That-
love that. I love that you brought up the honey.
That's essential for me too. Honey is essential for me. That's another way that I venerate my ancestors because it's a nice sweet offering for them. So, honey, I sweeten things up with them because I'm just so sweet. What else? Damn, sage, Palo Santo, incense. Definitely my
You dropping gems.
items. Yes, ma'am. Definitely go-to items. What about you?
I agree. I think all of those are really good ones. I will say a mortar and pestle.
Yes.
This one's marble, but I also have like an iron one because like iron. It's just a favorite of mine, especially when doing protection work. But just to get that energy, that
Yes.
fire element, yeah. So I use these two like for different things. But I would say these in your practices. Mine still has a little bit of herbs in there.
Mine does too. I'm like, I gotta clean mine out.
Right? Yeah. Definitely, as a practitioner, I would get one of these because always making something, mixing the herbs together, making powders, ori feedings, if that's what you do. But definitely want to get one of those. Um, Another must have for me uh, is look at how cute it is, you guys.
Oh,
Right? It's a little cauldron. I have a large one
that's
too.
one too like that, and I love it. So I travel with that one.
Oh yeah, you do. Cause okay, so we're on the same wavelength because I seen you burn ancestor money
Mm-hmm.
in yours before too. But that's one of the reasons why I do have a tiny cauldron because you can make a lamp in here. If you know, you know. That's all I'll say. Um, you can make a lamp in here. Also, because I am always burning something, so I am always burning something as well. So you definitely want to have some type, and these are like more so, I guess, like tools. But these are some of my go-to items in my practices. Um, oh, journals. This
Yes.
is
Oh my goodness.
one of my grimoire books, but
Yes.
you need a grimoire or journals in general
Mhm.
that you can use in your practices as well. You need to be able to record what you are doing. And another thing I would recommend is to have a Bible because how is
Mhm.
you practicing hoodoo without it?
Yep. You have to have it.
Those are my top thing. Well, those are some of the things that I like to have, like as far as like my go tos. But like Queen Iris Rose was saying, crystals, crystals. I have so many. I even sell them. But yes, crystals are everything.
Oh God.
Yeah, like I love adding them to work.
Me too. Especially
For,
the crystals and stuff.
hmm
It's convenient.
Yeah, I definitely um, would recommend like a kind of like what you were saying earlier is like a space for all of your herbs. Remember, you said you have a whole collection. Um, yes, we have our kitchen herbs and stuff, but I also have like a separate area just for like my spiritual practices too,
Hmm
um, for herbs for that. And I feel like that's about it. I feel like
Yes.
we've given a lot of information tonight to get everyone started.
We have dropped a lot of gems actually too. So y'all,
Yes,
it's
and this information, like I said earlier, is not exhaustive. This is a vast spiritual practice, and you can get as creative. Like if you pay any attention to me, I always say that the only limit is your mind
absolutely.
when it comes to this. So definitely don't limit yourself. Um, so, Queen Iris Rose, since we have you here with us tonight, I want to ask you if you want to share what upcoming projects or details, what do you have coming up that you would like to tell everyone about right now?
Right now we have the free mentorship going on. I am all up in the free mentorship, so make sure you guys are joining the free mentorship. Definitely is life changing. It has changed my life dramatically. I am just so thrilled about the revamp of the free mentorship. Like I just y'all make sure y'all are joining in the free mentorship. Also I'm going to be going live and stuff more often so you guys can be looking out for that. I do have our grounding class that should be dropping on the African School of Magic soon. And you can actually contact me for the replay if you want the direct link for the replay. We also have another class coming up next week, our White Candle Magic class coming up. So we have so many treats, so many good things upcoming. Our Bible study is coming up on the 15th of December. Um, Sheesh, guys, it's so much going on. Make sure you are in the free mentorship so that you can get all of the details for all of these things. We drop flyers daily for things. So make sure that you guys are checking us out in the free mentorship. I just started my Patreon stuff too. So I have things dropping in the Patreon. So really be looking for me to be more active in the near future. So I'm really excited. Oh,
Awesome.
and one-on-one consultations with me as well on the Voodoo Institute. Make sure you guys are hitting me up there. I have one-on-one consultations there as well. So I'm looking forward to serving everybody that way too.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Also, one thing that I didn't hear her mention is that her and, like she said earlier, her and Ifa Leye, they had a wonderful grounding class going on, which they have on sale right now for $15 too. So if you want to purchase the replay of that class, go ahead and message her or Ifa Leye, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Yes. And yes, we are going to be teaching a class alongside Priestess Peach Blossom and Queen Aquila Ivana December the 1st. With me, y'all know I'm around. um, at the Voodoo Institute for sure. You can book the consultations. As we mentioned earlier, I have the Black Friday sale where you can get 20 to 30% off of all of my services right now. You can also find me on Patreon at Leilani LaBelle. I also have a wonderful chakra mentorship program coming up with
Yes.
my godmother, the one and only Priestess Peach Blossom.
Yes.
Yes, and that starts December the 15th. That is a paid mentorship program. That is
Make sure you
approved.
guys get in that.
Hmm?
I said, make sure you guys get in that.
Yes, yes. Please join. There's still time to get in for sure. Um, And I think that's all that I have. Oh, I have my vision board party class. Yes, almost forgot.
I was like about to say, hold up, we forgot the vision board. I cannot wait. I was really excited for that. I'm so glad you're hosting it in November instead of December because December, I feel like we're all just like in a hustle and bustle, and then we're
Yeah.
all figure everything out like the last week of December. So the fact that you are having us like be proactive and doing it in November, I love that. So y'all, please join us for that as well.
Yes, come to the vision board party. Like I always say, visualization manifestation is something I'm extremely passionate about, and I really want to share information on how to use that as a tool to manifest, a spiritual tool, to manifest what you're wanting and needing in your life. Um, and that's it. That's all I have. I'll go ahead and I'll drop my link tree here, which does have like my link to the Voodoo Institute, the Chakra Alignment Mentorship as well. I'll drop it here in the comments and you can find us there.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you're thinking of, Queen, that you need to talk about or want to share tonight?
No, ma'am. I think we have covered everything.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome. Well,
have a happy, I know most of us don't celebrate it as Thanksgiving, but have a happy, I say Family Day because I still love to get together with my family. So have a happy Family Day on Thursday. Be safe, you guys, and enjoy your family and really love on your family. If you're in Hoodoo, family should hit different. So make sure you are
yes.
loving on your family, okay?
And feed your ancestors.
That part.
Feed
That's
your
what
ancestors.
we
Fix your
do.
ancestors a plate. Make sure your people eat good.
Yep.
As always, I love you guys. I love each and every one of you. And Hoodoo, how you do? Have a good night.